All right, Ronnie Olson of the Shady Spring Tigers. Ronnie, a lot of time off here for you guys, but I got to say, man, for the time off, you guys look pretty good
Agree.
tonight in your win over Independence.
Agree. Yeah, we were pretty sharp. I was wondering, my wife asked me, and a couple people at school asked me, and I said, I don't know. We'll see, because we haven't practiced but Saturday and Monday, so we've been off for a long time. But I felt like we had a good thing going before all the snow came, and I know a lot of them been getting in the gym over the snow and working. It's not the same thing as getting as a team unit, but we had a couple good practices. We had a shoot around today, so 2.5 days prep before we came over here, and so they surprised me on how well on the offensive end they really executed.
Before I get to the game, I wanted to ask you about Kobe Dillon. He's how important has he been? He's your lone senior on the team as a mentor and like a bigger brother to these guys. How important has he been to this program?
I mean, it's huge. He's a senior leader. Obviously, he's more than he scores a bunch of points. He's the focal point of everybody's defense. But man, those guys look up to him. They get along really well. So I think he's been good for the team, and I think you're going to see it really pay off a lot for us next year, because those guys are going to be able to lead the team. But Kobe coming in has taken a lot of pressure off those guys, and we go through Gabe, Eli, and Kobe. So he's been great, man. He's one of the best player in the state. I say it, if he's not up for state player of the year, I don't know who is. So
what makes you feel that way?
I mean, we're 8-3, arguably one of the best teams in AAA. And he's scoring at a high clip, efficient, and he's assists, steals. So that's why he has my vote. As that you got to show me another player that's doing the things that he's doing. I think we got 3 All-State players, and Gabe, Eli, and Kobe.
You guys always put a lot of emphasis on defense, and was there any extra tonight with the time off? But because it just didn't look like Independence got much offensively.
Yeah, I looked up at one time. It was 10 points after the first quarter. And I think they had scored 8 points in the second quarter with maybe 2 minutes left. I don't know how many we gave up there at the last 2 minutes, but I thought we let that Greenbrier East game slip through our fingers there at the end. I know they felt like they took it. We felt like we gave it away. There were some things that we've really tried to focus on. One was the rebounding, and I thought we did a heck of a job on the glass tonight. Man, that's a strong, physical, just team that doesn't stop on the glass. And for us to rebound like that tonight was really impressive. Because they don't ever, they're sending guys to glass all the time. They're big and strong. They can bump you off the spots. But we felt like we gave that game away on the offensive glass versus Greenbrier East, and we've been making a concerted effort to try to fix that. They did it, and I think you could probably watch the film and probably almost 5 guys are in there all the time. That's what you want.
You kind of look at Gabe and Eli. It almost feels like they're seniors. It feels like they've been here forever, but they've really been playing solid for you. Eli kick-started you, early. Gabe comes up making points. These guys are playing big for you.
Yeah. How many Gabe have?
19.
Did he? Okay. Wow. Okay. It's cool to have Kobe, Eli, Gabe, and I always said if all 3 of those play good on the same night, we're going to be very, very hard to stop, because I knew they were face guarding Kobe, and he but that also left a lot of space for those guys to get downhill. I thought Eli did a good job exploiting that and going downhill, hitting creases, drawing fouls. He hit some threes early. He's been working really hard on that, and then Gabe is he's a jack. I thought the officials did a good job. That's all. You can't call 70 fouls in a game like this. You could probably call it. They're physical. We're basketball physical. They're football physical, and they play physical on the basketball floor. But we're physical as well. So that's a tough spot to be in for any officials. Everybody's gonna foul out, or everybody's gonna try to play and pick and choose. But I thought Gabe went to the bucket, didn't get rewarded a couple times. He went in there, and he could have had a couple fouls, but I thought he just kept attacking, and good things happen when you keep doing that stuff. So all 3 of those, and then Cutter couldn't stay out of foul trouble, and Jace didn't either. I got to do a better job of looking at those fouls, because I missed with Jace's early, but those 2 pounded the boards. Cutter set the tone in the early, hitting offensive glass and defensive rebounds. Man, they don't shy away from any contact, and so they did a good job. Jace Bailey, another niche guy that just hit a couple threes. You just do even know he's on the floor, because he's going to hit a couple threes and layups, and he did a good job. He set the tone boxing out early. I think I made it a point to go over to him and say good job on that. So we're coming together. I'm excited. Hopefully that I'm getting ready to drive out here and see what happens. But if I don't make it home, then I'm blaming you guys.
I don't think you put more emphasis on one game or other, but you never lost to Independence, which is your alma mater. Is there more emphasis, and why do you think you've been so successful? Obviously for a while there, you had a real good run and still do of talent. But when you first started, pretty even. The games even showed they were close. But you've never lost to them. Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, it's a bugaboo because we've been in the same class forever. But you know, I hate it. It is what it is. The facade of we're AA, you're AAA. Well, you're playing a 4A, and you're AAA, and it's like you're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't. Because if you lose to them, you know, it's a team under classification beat you. If you beat them, well, they should have beat you. And it's you know, I don't really feed into that because if we get beat by 4A, there's no excuses. We just, you know, play in a 4A. You know, so. They're a AA school. They're supposed to, by numbers, they're supposed to be. So they have a great football program. Sean's doing a good job with the basketball program, but it feels good because it's a county game, and these guys play against each other in middle school, and you know, it's a rivalry for a lot of people that went to school here forever. I mean, you know, our people don't want us to lose Independence. I know that. Our people in our community, they don't want to go over the hill. You better come back with a win. So I don't want to drop the Beaver people egging my car.
Did you want to beat Shady that bad when you were here? I mean, I know you went to other schools.
Well,
school before,
Coach Perkins did a good job of trying to instill that in us, you know, telling us how big a rivalry it was. Because I moved here and then went to, you know, Woodrow. I didn't really know, and he did a good job, and I didn't really know until I went over there to experience how big the rivalry was. And these guys don't know. They know it by name, but they don't know it by the you know, the heat of the battle because the games haven't been with them as close. You know, last year it was right down the wire. The year before that it was down. Hell, the year we won a state championship, they almost knocked us off. But you know, they took care of business tonight. That speaks a lot for them. So we don't want to lose the Independence, just like they don't want to lose the Shady. They don't want to lose the Liberty. You know, in county, you don't want to lose. Woodrow doesn't want to lose to us. It's just it's you know, it's bragging rights, it's county rights. You know, heck, we're all friends. I like Sean, and so they play hard. They're not worried about us. They just want to win. You know, they want to win their region and go to Charleston just like us. So it's a different rivalry, but it's still a rivalry. And heck yeah, it's good to be on the other end of it for sure.
All right.
What'd you do during the break? Anything interesting?
Man, I watched so many freaking shows. I watched weird show. I watched a Godzilla stupid show. I don't know what it was. I watched so many
Well, you
different
coaches
dramas.
don't watch too much TV, so that must have been.
I watched, I mean, you can only watch so much film. You know, I told them, I said, man, I'm tired of watching Independence. I feel like I've watched every game. I've been their #1 fan because you know,
You probably
I
did.
knew we weren't going to play Princeton. I really thought we were going to be out of school, so we've kind of prepared for Independence. We knew that we were going to play them. You know, I wanted to win this game because it's a tough game, but you know, I've actually gained a couple pounds. I tried to walk a little bit. Heck, I couldn't even get off my hill.
Well, you're scheduled to play Nicholas tomorrow, which would be your first
Thursday.
home game?
Thursday. Yeah.
Well, we don't know what the snow's going to do because it was really coming down
Yeah.
when we looked out before right when the game ended.
Thanks, because I'm not going to
But
be home tomorrow.
yeah, you got Greenbrier East coming up.
That's a big one.
And
Yeah.
how much do you have to say after the game down there that you lost? How much do you think you'll have to say to these guys to get them? Nothing?
Nothing, because everything's in front of us. Everything's in front of us. We got regional games in front of us. We play Ripley next Wednesday with Greenbrier East. Next week and a half, we can really stronghold our home court advantage. So there's a lot of games we can lose, but you know, it's up there for us. So it's there for the taking. Now what we do with it is up to them. So we'll see what happens. But the games are right there, and this week's big. Greenbrier East. This we said take care of Independence. Take care of Nicholas, but Friday is a big one. Obviously, you know, we want to split with them and win the rest of our regional games and host.
Well, hopefully the snow will hold up. We'll get to do that.
I hope so.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
All right.